Okay, we're in business.
Eventually. What's my phone?
Let's not jinx anything. No, don't do. Is it in the other car?
No, here it is. No, here it is.
Let's not do.
No, geez, I lose this, I lose my life.
Well, this is an interview with a difference. Dez, we're not in a studio. We get to drive in one of your products. Dez Fenner, welcome to the show.
Great, good to be with you, Mark. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks. We're in our new Go Plus we've just introduced into the market, so things couldn't be better.
Were you always a petrolhead? Were you like all of us guys, born in South Africa and just fired up by cars?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think I started the motorbike route first as a youngster, and then obviously cars. You know, you dream of cars, and you know, I couldn't get a car right in the beginning. I had to kind of go through the 10th hand-me-down number, and
you sound like a Go customer.
Yeah, and I really, I've kind of lived in South Africa and love cars. I mean, there's what better than open roads and a car?
The motoring fraternity in South Africa will remember the Datsun brand. You know, now 30 years later, the industry has moved on, cars have moved on, Datsun's back, but appealing to a very, very different market. Is that a challenge for you with Datsun in South Africa?
You know, I think the Datsun dream, the Datsun model is all about mobility. Yeah. It's all based on the acronym of DAT, Dream, Access and Trust. A person dreaming of owning a brand new car, first car, owning it, that very first car
that
yourself.
Freedom that comes with it.
Exactly, that mobility that you have to move on up in life and do things. Accessibility is all about price, not only purchasing a car, but that total cost of ownership, running the car. Yeah.
And trust. I mean, there must still be a lot of leverage and good feeling around the Datsun brand, even though it's been 30 years.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I think the model is all about doing what we did with Datsun over 30 years ago, and that's bringing a solid, reliable car that looks good and that delivers to the needs of a target market who's hard pressed. You know, disposable income now is under huge pressure, and being able to bring a product or products that appeal to different sectors of the market but bring real value for money is what Datsun's all about. So if we can do the same things that we did with Datsun a couple of years ago now, I think the model will certainly work. It's proven itself in the past.
Were you surprised with sales figures for Datsun in the time that you guys have re-emerged into market? Was it better than expected?
Yes, I think so. In terms of jumping straight from zero to hero, in terms of owning the A segment market space, I think, again, the model for Datsun, the consumer spoke with their wallets and came in and purchased the product. So, you know, our volumes when we launched were around about the 480, 500 mark. Yes, it has dropped in a declining market at the moment, and you know, we're really happy with the way the product's performing at that 380 plus units a month. Very competitive area of the market, and I must say where we focused is through our dealers, our dealer channel, to be able to provide what we call a riser customer a product and concentrate on the dealer channel aiming at these end users. We've got 100 Datsun dealers aligned with us, and we've tended to stay out of car rental and the direct channel of the business, where a lot of the competitors at the moment are propping up their volume in car rental.
Yes, I mean, I get that, and I understand. I know there's been a lot of negativity for you guys in South Africa in particular from the motoring journalists, you know, about safety and how can you be bringing these sort of cars to market. And I think that's purely because of the South African context where, I mean, how do you see our market? Are we African? Are we European? Or are we kind of this merge between the two?
You know, it's a good question, Maurice. I think you've got such a vast gap between real first world and a large proportion of the country that is still third world.
Yeah.
and it's not blurring as fast as I think we'd all like to see people moving on up. And I really believe that there is an opportunity, to not only with motor vehicles, but with a lot of products, in making them more accessible. What we're trying to do with the Datsun philosophy as well through the dealers is when somebody comes in to buy a car, we try and help them, assist them to own the car instead of selling them a piece of metal to get out. So we've got a lot of work to do in that area, but we're trying as a sales company to try and make sure that we're assisting people to buy the car as opposed to flogging it. And in that, try and add to driver training, driving the car in a better, exactly. Not overtaking on a solid white line in a corner where you can't. I mean, it's those kind of things that we're trying to educate first-time car, because if we can catch them, catch them when they're young, not only buying a car, but also trying to help them. Perhaps some of us have not experienced what a lot of people go through to get to and from work on a daily basis. In this country, we don't have adequate public transport systems in place. So this certainly does provide what we believe is a really good alternative to start off with.
Now, obviously, in Roslyn, Nissan's producing product. You guys now have taken Go Plus a month from launch, and you've gone and brought out a little conversion where it's a panel van, which for me makes a lot of sense, because I'm imagining the little guy that's running his shebeen or his little Spaza store. That's going to be something he's really going to enjoy. Is this the idea with Datsun, to potentially start manufacturing in SA?
Well, I think to answer your first part of the question, in terms of bringing product that's required in the market, that panel van was born from consumers, and SME is telling us what they needed. And we thought, here's a great thing we could do in South Africa locally. It's not available anywhere else in the world in the Datsun market. So we kind of pioneered it, and it's come from listening to consumers and them giving us what they desire and us trying to bring it to market at an affordable price. I think your second part of the question is, are we going to manufacture? Look, we would love to. We have a great world-class facility in Roslyn, and we'd love to produce Datsuns locally and supply to our customers. But I think a lot of things need to fall into place before that happens. We get our current product, we bring in from India at the moment, and yes, there's a plan for more products to be added into the Datsun range. So, who knows what the future holds, but I think a lot we need to be able to deliver a product consistently. We need labor, we need government support, we need a lot of elements to fall into place for investors to look at us.
If you're producing something locally, maybe safety things that might be more important in this market, like you've now brought out a driver's side airbag, where you've said that is something that you believe we need in this car. Maybe those sort of safety elements can be brought into it, which will maybe just give more peace of mind.
Yeah, I think you're right, and we're continually evolving with the product. The product will evolve. Datsun, as new products introduced into the country, there obviously the different sub-segments in the market in which we operate. We'll be bringing different offerings to what the consumer is looking for. Local manufacturing would allow for certain of that obviously to be looked at that point in time, whenever it may be. And we're really excited about Go Plus because it does provide versatility as a 5+2. You can configure it the way you need it, the extra more luggage space that you could load in compared to the Go. And again, I think being able to bring a small MPV to market at 134,900 retail selling price, I think is really, really competitive again.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm sure you've been in the industry for a long time. A lot has changed. There's a lot of negativity around the motor industry at the moment. How do you see things playing out in the next 2 or 3 years?
Look, the industry is going through a tough time. I think the country, associated with the country, the industry does find itself in a bit of a trough. But as we know, in the industry, the wheel turns. New product, I think it's all about new product, bringing product to market and innovation. I think the the companies that are going to be around. It's not just about a car and four wheels.
Yeah.
It's about what you associate, how you look after your customer, and really keeping that customer for life and a focus through dealerships, through the product that you present. I think that's where the shift in focus, and you're going to find winners rising to the top.
You and I could go on and on and on and on like this all day.
No, we could. Do they want to?
Des, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much for your
pleasure.
time.
Yeah,
It's been really cool, and all the best for Datsun going forward.
Yeah, thank you very much, and
very cool.
I really appreciate it. There's nothing better than a road trip to talk about cars and about life. I think it's so intertwined.
Happy days.